The wind howled over the shattered battlefield. Smoke rose in lazy columns from twisted machines and scorched alien flesh. Craters pocked the earth like claw marks from a god, and the stench of war hung heavy in the air. At the edge of the ruined outpost, a woman stood waiting. Her silver armor was cracked and scarred, her shoulders strapped with the black sigil of command. Her long braids, streaked with ash and blood, fluttered in the wind. Captain Isra of the Zent Dominion, unbeaten, unyielding. She watched him approach, slowly, limping, his silhouette stark against the burning sky. His right arm was missing, torn away in the last battle. The sleeve of his coat was tied off just below the shoulder. He was human, and she hated how calm he looked. "You returned," she said, narrowing her eyes. "Why?" "To finish it," he answered simply. Isra gestured to his shoulder. "No one wins with one arm." He gave a crooked smile. "Good. I'm not here to win. I'm here to end them." His name was Kale, once a captain, once respected, now just a soldier with one arm, a shattered unit, and too much pain behind his eyes. They had ambushed his team during what was supposed to be a treaty escort. 12 men and women, burned alive by orbital fire meant for enemies. Only Kale crawled out of the crater. That had been 5 days ago. He hadn't stopped moving since. "You're broken," Isra said, walking with him as he approached the forward line. He shrugged with one shoulder. "You noticed." She shot him a glare. "You're not funny." He didn't argue. They reached the overlook. Beyond it, enemy forces gathered in black and red armor, fangs bared, weapons gleaming. The Rask horde, brutal, bloodthirsty, known for killing prisoners and enslaving civilians. "We're outnumbered," Isra said. "Outgunned." "Perfect," Kale replied. "You're mad." "Maybe." He looked at her. "But I'm not wrong." She studied him. "What's your plan, human?" He reached into his coat and pulled out a small orb, glowing red, pulsing like a heartbeat. Her eyes widened. "That's a signal disruptor. Rask command units use those to scramble targeting. How did you—" "I took it from the one who took my arm," he said flatly, "before I crushed his skull." She was silent for a long moment. Then she laughed once, sharp and bitter. "You really are mad." Kale placed the orb on the ground and pressed a button. A soft hum began to rise. "I go in," he said. "They'll think I'm alone. The disruptor will make their automated turret see every ally as a threat. You'll die." "Not before they do." The wind picked up again. Isra looked at the battlefield, looked at him. "There's another way," she said. "We retreat, regroup." "They won't wait," Kale answered. "They never do. The longer we sit, the more villages burn." She clenched her jaw. Why not send drones?" He held up his left hand, the only one he had left, and flexed the fingers. "Because drones don't bleed, and I want them to see what's coming." He walked toward the enemy lines just before dawn. The rising sun lit the shattered fields in gold and fire. Rask scouts spotted him quickly, and laughter echoed across the field. "Look," one shouted in their guttural tongue. "The cripple comes to beg." Kale didn't stop. They let him get close. Arrogance. The signal orb hummed louder. And then everything went wrong. For them, turrets began turning. Rask soldiers shouted in confusion. One fired at Kale, only to be gunned down by their own defense system. Another tried to flee, targeted by an automated drone now recognizing him as hostile. Chaos bloomed like wildfire. Kale ran through the madness like a ghost. He ducked under blades, smashed helmets with steel pipe, slipped through fire and fury. He wasn't fast. He wasn't precise. But he was relentless. They tried to surround him. They failed. They tried to outgun him. Their weapons betrayed them. They tried to escape. He followed. Isra watched it all from the ridge, stunned. She had seen humans fight before. They were quick, smart. But Kale, he was something else. He fought like a man with nothing left to lose, like a weapon forged from grief. He wasn't fighting for glory. He was destroying, erasing, ending. Hours later, smoke covered the valley. The Rask formation lay in ruins. Turrets silenced, Blood soaked the dirt. Cale staggered from the wreckage, face cut, shirt torn but alive. Still standing. Still fighting. Isra met him at the field's edge. She didn't speak, just stared at him. He reached her, breath ragged. "Told you," he muttered. She didn't smile. Not yet. Instead, she stepped close and took his hand, his only hand, and whispered, "You didn't win." "No," Cale said, "but I ended them." That night, they didn't celebrate. There were no trumpets, no flags, just the silence of relief and the crackle of campfire flames. Cale sat alone, staring into the embers. Isra joined him quietly. He didn't look at her. "You still think I'm broken?" She paused. Then, "Only things that break can cut deep." Cale chuckled softly. Now that was almost poetic. She smirked. "Don't get used to it." And though nothing was whole, and tomorrow still promised war, for one night, under stars that neither side controlled, a one-armed soldier rested beside a commander who finally understood him. And neither needed to say what had been earned. Not victory, not peace, just the end, and a reason to keep going.